ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We are back in the saddle, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We are back in the saddle, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We are back in the saddle, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It is November 13th. That is a lucky day for you and me. The 13th of November 2019. YouTube has been fair and turned the channel back on. We are back. We lost 32 subscribers in 2 weeks, and that's fine. Because if people gotta go, they gotta go. We know who our friends are. You guys stuck around, and we're gonna be back better and stronger than ever. Because now we all know this is a channel that Ken Domik does not want you to see. We know that Ken Domik hasn't been ignoring this channel. You can hit him during the live streams and talk about KDRC. And I don't watch him. I don't watch hate channels. This is not a hate channel. This is a reaction channel. KDRC, Ken Domik Reaction Channel. The title, the logo, and the fans, the crew that stood strong, that stood long. We are back. And this was a tough learning experience because there are all these other reaction channels, and I started I'm gonna do a reaction channel. I made sure I saved all the videos, and you know what? Ken trying to destroy us and trying to destroy our community has only made us stronger. Because I'm coming back here to YouTube because YouTube is the best. YouTube was fair. They treated me fair just like they treat all the other reaction channels fair. Ken Domik came after us. He abused the copyright strike system like other people do. And he claimed, being a longtime YouTuber, he knew, or he ought to know, that you cannot make copyright strikes against people who are using the material for fair use. And YouTube treated us fair. They are reaction channels, and they are allowed their fair use, and especially when it comes to Ken Domik. He is always reacting and reviewing on other people. He even sets aside a special thing called Ken Rage, where he allows himself to get very angry at people, and that's all fine for him to do. Yet Ken Domik does not believe that anybody has the right to criticize him. And so what he did was, he puts in a copyright strike against me, and this was my first time. I got one strike, and I'm like, okay, he doesn't like the Primanti Brothers video reaction, so maybe one of his friends is in it and says, hey, do what you can to take that down. So I didn't move on it with a counterclaim. I figure, okay, that'll fall off in 90 days. And then he does a second one. I'm like, okay, he forced my hand. He wants to know who I am, my real name, my real address. I gotta give it to him. And then I made all the videos private, and I'm waiting to hear back on the second strike. And then he puts in another strike. And, while everything was private, then he shut the whole channel down. 3 strikes. And I went and I did the contact form, and it said, well, you can't do anything because if your channel was taken down for copyright, we can't process an appeal. And I'm like, well, how do other people have reaction channels? So I was looking around, and then YouTube offers a free form appeal. So that goes beyond the contact form. The contact form is, I think it's limited to 1,000 or 2,000 characters. I can't remember. I couldn't fully explain myself. I just said, this here is a mistake. This is fair use. And Ken knew what he was doing, right? So, he wanted to know who I am, and so he got my name and address and everything, and then abruptly the whole channel was gone. I don't blame YouTube for that. I blame Ken, And so, they turned it back on, and Ken had his chance. He had his chance to sue me. I showed him balls, man. I said, come on, you want to sue me? Do it. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm Canadian, and I'm only about 15 minutes away from Ken Domik's hometown. How do you like that? So, as the saying goes, he picked the wrong person to fuck with when he picked me. Not only are we in the same country, not only are we in the same province, not only are we pretty much in the same county, we're neighbors as far as the cities are concerned. Well, that's another thing. I stopped myself. I said towns, cities. I'll tell you guys the story when I get a chance after I, get this thing together. And I just want to let you guys know right away that KDRC is back. And I would look at other people who are much bigger YouTubers than Ken Domik, and they have several reaction channels coming after them. And those people who have those reaction channels coming after them, they don't do anything. They just put up with it because they're already doing well, and they don't care. It's actually, it helps you because, as the Rolling Stones said decades ago, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So Ken is going to continue to make his million views every 30 days, and he'll still get paid. It's just that, like I say with Ken, he uses the restaurants he reviews as set pieces. He uses the people as extras. And then he uses the trademarked graphics to put them on his thumbnails and to put them in his videos themselves. Like when people review for magazines and such, they say, oh, I went to KFC and I reviewed the new chicken sandwich with the new recipe of sauce. They don't use the logos, and they don't produce videos that use the logos again. So Ken uses everything to make money for himself, yet he didn't want me to enjoy any monetization here. So I'm going to tell you guys a lot more about me in the coming weeks or whatever. And so I want a huge thank you to all you guys that stayed with me. Love you guys. And if YouTube is watching, yeah, I put up a few videos on Vimeo. That was just because I had nowhere else to put them. YouTube is still the best. YouTube, if you're watching, you guys are the best because I got a personal channel that's been around for 11 years, guys. 11 years. This is not my first rodeo. So I said to YouTube, like, I've been with you guys for 11 years. I'm very involved in my community. I shoot a lot of, news stories for community things. I'm not a bad person. And everybody else is getting in on this reaction channel thing. And, I wanted to do it too. Yeah, I guess they took all that into account. And because I've been on YouTube for more than 11 years, like, I get to upload big videos just like everyone else does. And, like, Vimeo is 500 megs a week, 5 gigs a year, and then you have to pay. And YouTube is all for free, right? So YouTube is a great platform. It was a bit of a harrowing experience, and it took a couple weeks. And there's still one video that's missing, which is Ken Domik, the Permanente brothers. Well, at least I know that they turned back on the Ken Domik Needs Help one. That one has got almost 4,000 views on it, and it's 52 minutes long. Like, you guys, we're gonna make 1,000 subs, guaranteed, and then like the 4,000 hours of views you need, that's not gonna be a problem. So I'm a capitalist. And as such, I believe in the marketplace. I appreciate that YouTube gives us all something to work with that we don't have to pay for. And I try to make a bit of a deal with Ken Domik, because, like, he and I emailed back and forth. So I'm not going to keep any secrets from you guys. Like, I got another channel, a foodie channel I've never told you guys about. And I try to make a bit of a deal with Ken, because I wanted to have some time to bring you guys to the foodie channel. And Ken wouldn't do business with me, He wouldn't do business with me. So, that's just the way he is. So I have to be honest with you guys. I try to make a bit of a deal with him. And, because he's got my emails, right? And I've got his emails. The thing is, he's not going to probably do a story about me, because it doesn't matter to him. He just wants his money, and he's got his formula. And good for him, Let him go and do that. And, I've got this thing here, which I think it's pretty much among the best reaction channels out there, because it's so deep. It's not just mean-spirited, and you guys are great. Your comments are fantastic, and thanks again to YouTube for being fair about this whole thing. It's like, when I was at Vimeo, I didn't say too much in the way of criticism towards YouTube. It was towards Ken. I just, it was frustrating, because we built up a head of steam together. All your comments and great ideas, and the videos are getting steadier, more views. And it was nice. It was like 400 subscribers, and we were hitting a nice pace. And then Ken spoils the party for quite a while. And that's cool, 32 people we lost, subscribers. We're going to get a whole lot more. And, well, I'm rambling a little bit. So I just want to make a video right away and make all the videos public again. So that's it. It's just like that other guy said. I can't remember his name right now. the guy, the example that I gave you guys, that where he got struck for something and he fought back, and that's it. I mean, like, oh yeah, getting back to Ken. So he picked me to mess with, and like, we're practically neighbors. So I said to him, like, buddy, I'm right here. We are both Canadian. We are practically neighbors. We're 15 minutes away from each other. And if you want to sue me, here I am. And he didn't. And he wouldn't want to do business with me either. So, complete crybaby. Just as you expect him to be. And it's disappointing, too. Sorry, rambling a little bit more. Yeah, so, like, and if he would have provided fake documents to YouTube to pretend like he was bringing a claim against me, there is not even a courthouse in his town. And I could tell you his town. Like, in all of his personal vlog videos, he tells you where he lives anyway. He tells you where the town is. He goes for walks in the hood, and, you know, he gives away his location. I never mentioned his location in any of the videos, and I'm not going to start now. The thing is, we are practically neighbors. And so it's like, if he would have approached YouTube and said, oh yeah, I'm going to sue this guy, all I have to do is check the nearest courthouse. You know where the nearest courthouse is, guys? In my city. They don't have a Canadian courthouse in Ken Domik's town. I checked the list of Ontario courthouses. There isn't even one there. He would have to file the claim here. And I would go in there and I would do a search for my last name and his last name. If there isn't anything there, that's a crime. And I sent that to Ken Domik via email. I dug that up. Plus, not only does the First Amendment in the United States allow for fair use of these reaction materials, in Canada we have the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and on top of that, in Canada we have the Copyright Act, which specifically mentions satire and parody. So Canada has even stronger laws protecting this sort of thing. In Canada, like, I'm admitting you guys, I'm Canadian, and, like, you know, 15 minutes away from Ken Domik. There was a TV show on the CBC, which is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, which is the Crown Corporation. It's a taxpayer-funded giant broadcasting. It's got television, internet, radio. There may even be some print I don't know about. It's a lot like, in Britain, the BBC. And they had a show on there called This Hour Has 22 Minutes, which is like a parody news show. And they use clips from everything. You know? So Canada has especially strong laws protecting parody and satire, and the use of other people's material to produce parody and satire. So, there it is. Like, a little bit of rambling, KDRC crew, that is okay. The channel is back, and Ken Domik cannot do this to us a second time. He can't do this to us a second time. He had his shot, and he didn't sue me, because he didn't have anything to work with. It was an abuse of the whole copyright system. And you know what? I don't feel like turning around and suing him for damages for wasting my time. You know, because, you know, that was the last thing he could do. He did his best. He tried to stop the channel. He rolled the dice. And he was expecting to find, you know, that I was probably in Texas or something. I was using a fake name. And here I am. I'm right in his province. I'm in his county area. I'm 15 minutes away from him. And I gave him my real name and address. And Ken Domik did not stand up and face me. So that is it. So, we are back, KDRC. We are back. Thank you guys again. Much love to all you guys. And I got all your messages sent to the contact form at kendomik.com. And it wasn't I was ignoring you. I was just busy because I got a real job too. So, thanks. Much love to you guys. Much love to you guys, the KDRC crew. And also thanks again to YouTube for being fair. You know, reaction channels are allowed. And mine is pretty silly and funny. And there are some reaction channels out there that can get really pretty mean. And that's fine. As long as there's no threats to people and property, it's all, you know, fair game. And of all the reaction channels that you can have, I mean, Ken Domik is a guy that reacts to food and food service all the time. So if anybody's got a reaction channel coming, it's Ken Domik. And this is the reaction channel, KDRC. Thanks to all you guys for standing with it. Thanks to YouTube for being fair. And I am going to get more organized and get the new videos coming. And peace. brothers and sisters.